Every single morning it happens. You grab your keys, pull on your jacket, and head for the door, and there they are, sitting perfectly still, eyes locked on you, watching. Not meowing, not rubbing against your leg, just watching. Most people assume their cat is indifferent. That the watching is casual, almost accidental, the way a cat might stare at a wall or a patch of sunlight on the floor. Some owners even joke about it. Oh, she's just waiting for me to leave so she can have the couch to herself. But what's actually happening in that moment is something far more layered than indifference, and understanding it will change the way you see your cat completely. Cats are not emotionally simple creatures. Decades of feline behavioral research have quietly taken apart the myth of the cold, unbothered cat. What your cat is doing at that door every morning is rooted in deep social instinct, emotional memory, and something researchers now recognize as a genuine attachment bond, the kind that doesn't switch off the moment you walk out. So let's slow down, take a closer look, and talk about what your cat is actually doing and what it means for the two of you. 1. They are memorizing your routine, and that routine is their sense of security. Here's something most owners never stop to think about. Cats are highly territorial animals whose entire feeling of safety is built around things staying predictable. In the wild, a cat's survival depends on knowing its environment, what shifts, what stays put, what means danger, and what means calm. You are part of that environment, one of the most important, ever-changing parts of it. When your cat watches you leave, they are not just sitting there. They are actively taking notes. The jingle of your keys, the particular coat you reach for, the way the morning light falls across the floor, the sequence of your movements. Every detail is being filed away into what animal behaviorists describe as an internal routine map, a mental picture your cat builds of your daily patterns. A study published in Applied Animal Behavior Science found that cats show lower stress indicators in homes with consistent, predictable human schedules. The cats were not simply putting up with the routine. They were depending on it. Your departure, as odd as it sounds, is actually a fixed point in their daily rhythm. They need to see it unfold the same way, at roughly the same time, to feel that their world is still running as it should. So your cat watching you leave is not boredom. It is focused, attentive monitoring, and it is one of the main ways they hold on to their sense of calm. When you leave in a rush, frazzled and scattered, they pick up on that too. The quiet, steady goodbye matters far more than you might think. 2. That stillness is not coldness. It is how your cat shows they care. Here's what most owners completely miss. When a dog is upset about you leaving, they make it known. Whining, jumping, scratching at the door. It's impossible to ignore, and owners feel it because it looks emotional. Cats work differently. Their feelings run quiet, internal, and so understated that it's easy to mistake them for nothing at all. That still, focused watching at the door? In feline body language, stillness paired with steady eye contact directed at one specific person is a high-attention behavior. It takes focus. It takes emotional investment. Your cat is not spacing out. They are completely tuned into you. Cat behavior expert Dr. John Bradshaw has written at length about the way cats build selective bonds with the humans they live with. His work suggests cats draw a clear line between the people they are genuinely attached to and the people they simply recognize. The person they are bonded to gets watched, gets followed to the door, gets the long, quiet look. Think about who in your home your cat gravitates toward at the moment of leaving. It is almost always the person they feel closest to. That watching has a direction, and it is pointed straight at you, so do not walk out the door without acknowledging that moment. You do not need a long goodbye, a soft word, a slow blink in their direction, even 2 seconds with your hand resting gently on their head. These small things speak back to them in a language they actually understand. You saw them, you are calm. You will come back. 3. They are going through something researchers call the secure base effect. Think about this for a moment. When a young child feels safe and closely bonded to a caregiver, they explore the world more freely. The caregiver becomes what psychologists call a secure base, a steady emotional anchor from which the child moves outward with confidence. Take that anchor away without warning and anxiety creeps in. For a long time, people assumed this only applied to humans, maybe dogs. Then in 2019, a landmark study out of Oregon State University put it to the test with cats, and the findings genuinely surprised people. Researchers watched cats and their owners in an unfamiliar room, observing how the cats behaved when the owner was present, when the owner stepped out, and when the owner came back. The patterns closely echoed what had been seen in studies on human-infant attachment. Cats with strong bonds to their owners moved around more freely and appeared more at ease when the owner was in the room. When the owner left, something measurably shifted. When the owner returned, The cat settled back down, using that return as a signal that everything was fine again. Around 65% of the cats in the study showed secure attachment patterns. That is not a small finding. So when your cat watches you leave every morning, part of what is happening is that they are quietly processing the temporary loss of their anchor. They are not falling apart. A securely bonded cat handles a departure far better than an anxious one. But they are registering it. The watching is part of how they work through it. That reframes the whole scene. Your cat at the door is not a small, unremarkable detail of your morning. It is an emotionally real moment for them, quiet and contained but genuinely felt. 4. They are reading the clues in how you leave. This one tends to catch owners completely off guard. Research into cat cognition has found that cats carry a surprisingly well-developed sense of time and sequence. Not clock time the way humans track it, but duration and pattern. A cat left on their own for 8 hours experiences that stretch very differently from one left alone for 2. And studies measuring stress hormones in cats have backed this up. Longer separations from the person they are bonded to produce noticeably higher stress responses. But here's the part that is genuinely remarkable. Cats appear to pick up on the specific sounds, smells, and visual cues of your departure as clues about how long you will be gone. Your work bag versus your gym bag. Your full morning routine versus a quick step outside to check the post. Over time, they learn the difference. They are not just watching you leave. They are reading the shape of your absence before it even begins. A cat who sees you sling your laptop bag over your shoulder, lace up your shoes, and scroll through your phone may be curled up and dozing within minutes of the door closing, because experience has taught them that pattern means a long but reliable absence. A cat who witnesses a rushed, out-of-order departure may stay unsettled for far longer. This is why the way you leave carries genuine, practical weight. A calm, consistent goodbye gives your cat what they need to settle themselves while you are away. It is not about being sentimental. It is about handing them the emotional tools to handle the time alone without unnecessary stress. 5. The watching at the door is also an act of trust. Here is the part that tends to sit with owners the longest once they really think about it. Your cat could be anywhere in the house when you leave. Tucked into their favorite corner. Stretched out on the windowsill. Hidden behind the sofa cushions. Instead, they are at the door, watching you go. In feline social behavior, choosing to be present at a vulnerable or transitional moment is an expression of trust. Cats do not extend that kind of attention to just anyone. A cat that feels unsafe or simply does not care, does not show up at the door. The fact that your cat is there consistently, in that quiet, steady way, tells you that you hold a position of genuine importance in their inner world. They are not anxious or helpless. They are simply present, bearing witness, saying, "In the only way they know how, I see you, come back." Feline behaviorist Pam Johnson-Bennett describes this kind of steady, quiet proximity as one of the clearest signs of a deep, trusting bond. Not the loud or showy moments, the calm, unchanging ones. The cat who is simply always there when it counts. So the next time you reach for your keys and catch that familiar pair of eyes watching you from across the room, understand what you are actually seeing. A creature who has built their entire sense of safety around your comings and goings, who does not experience your departure as a relief, but as a real and meaningful moment in their day, who has, quietly and completely, formed a bond with you strong enough to bring them to that door every single morning just to watch you leave. Cats are not indifferent. They are not cold. They have simply learned to show what they feel in ways that are easy to walk right past. The watching is not nothing, it never was. If this gave you a new way of seeing your cat, hit like and subscribe. There is a lot more coming that every cat owner genuinely deserves to know. And if your cat does something specific when you leave that you have always been curious about, drop it in the comments. Some of the most fascinating questions come straight from you.